I woke up to a miracle today. Triggers play as I find my way. No judgment to lead astray. In this peaceful state I'll stay.
Welcome, everyone, to A Course in Miracles in Practice. We're really glad you're joining us for today's exploration.
Yes, welcome. We're hoping to pull out some really practical insights for your daily life today.
Absolutely. And today we're getting into lesson 243 from the Course. It's a big one. It says, "Today I will judge nothing that occurs."
And just hearing that, right, even before the coffee's kicked in, it can feel almost impossible sometimes.
Totally. It's one of those lines that can hit you in different ways. Maybe you feel a yes, or maybe more like a uh-oh. But there's definitely a promise in it.
There really is. So our aim today is to unpack that, to look at this radical idea, understand maybe the hidden weight of judgment, and find some real, actionable ways to live this lesson day to day.
And before we dive deeper, just a quick reminder, we love hearing from you. Don't forget the Spotify poll this week.
And you can always find us on social media. It's at the World Harmony Project.
And for feedback, questions, or sharing your own journey with the Course, our email is ACIM@theworldharmonyproject.org. We really do read everything.
Okay, so let's start by just letting the words wash over us. Lesson 243.
I'll begin. Today I will judge nothing that occurs. I will be honest with myself today. I will not think that I already know what must remain beyond my present grasp. I will not think I understand the whole from bits of my perception, which are all that I can see. Today I recognize that this is so. And so I am relieved of judgments that I cannot make. Thus do I free myself in what I look upon, to be in peace as God created us.
Father, today I leave creation free to be itself. I honor all its parts, in which I am included. We are one because each part contains your memory, and truth must shine in all of us as one.
That first line, today I will judge nothing that occurs. Honestly, for me, and I think for a lot of us, that first gut reaction could be a bit like, oh boy.
That sense of impossibility is totally understandable. Our minds are just judgment machines, aren't they? It's almost like a reflex.
It is.
But what's so beautiful about the Course, and you see it right here, is how it meets us where we are. It anticipates that struggle. It doesn't jump to scolding.
No, it doesn't.
Instead, it starts with this incredibly gentle, almost disarming invitation. I will be honest with myself today. It knows we judge. It knows we struggle. So it doesn't demand we instantly stop. It just asks for honesty, which is, frankly, a much more doable starting point.
That really feels like the key, doesn't it? That honesty is the doorway in.
I think so.
It's not about pretending to be some enlightened master who just floats through the day judgment-free. That's just not realistic for most of us.
Right.
It's about owning the fact that, yeah, okay, I do judge. It happens all the time, often without me even noticing. And just acknowledging that, being radically honest about what's going on inside. That's kind of the permission slip, isn't it?
It is. It lets you observe it.
Exactly. Observe it without then judging yourself for judging.
Yeah.
That's the crucial bit. Moving from trying to be perfect to just seeing what is. That's where the practice starts.
That's a great point. And then the lesson goes right into the why of it. I will not think I understand the whole from bits of my perception, which are all that I can see. Because that's what we do constantly. We take these tiny little snapshots, a look someone gives us, like a sentence overheard, a news blip, a brief encounter.
Yeah.
And from those fragments, we build these massive conclusions about people, about situations, about how the world works.
We act like we have the full script when we've only seen one page.
And that habit, projecting our tiny understanding onto everything, causes so much trouble for us.
Oh, absolutely. And this next part really hit home for me when I first encountered it. And so I am relieved of judgments that I cannot make. It wasn't just an idea, it felt physical.
Yeah.
Like I'd been carrying rocks, constantly deciding if everything was good or bad, right or wrong.
Yeah.
And suddenly the lesson gives you permission, tells you, hey, you can actually put that down now.
And think about the sheer mental energy that goes into it, that invisible, exhausting burden, as you called it. From the second we wake up, It's often just go with the inner critic or the judge, right? Coffee's okay, traffic's awful, this email's annoying, that person sounded snippy, this is right, that's wrong.
Constantly sorting and labeling.
Constantly. It's like this low-level hum of evaluation running all the time, draining us. We don't even notice it usually.
Not until we try to stop.
Right.
And the spaciousness you feel when you do catch yourself.
Yeah.
And you just consciously decide, you know what, I'm opting out of this one.
Yes.
There's this immediate lift. Like, oh, right. I don't actually have to have a verdict on every single thing.
It's not indifference, is it? It's just recognizing the sheer pointlessness of that constant internal chatter.
Stepping down from the judge's bench for a bit.
And if you tie this back to the course's bigger picture, it makes even more sense. It teaches that our senses, what we see, hear, touch, are basically mechanisms of illusion.
Okay, unpack that a little.
It means our ego mind kind of directs our senses. It tells them what to look for to confirm what it already believes. So if your mind is stuck on guilt or feeling separate or seeing problems everywhere,
Your senses will go find evidence for it.
they filter reality to match the belief. So the mind says, look for problems. The senses report back, problems found. And the mind says, see, I was right. It's a loop.
A self-reinforcing cycle of judgment.
Which keeps us feeling burdened and finding fault. We look for problems, often unaware our minds are creating the lens through which we see them. You know, this makes me think of something really personal and maybe a bit embarrassing, but it illustrates this so well. Especially the self-judgment part.
Please, share if you're comfortable.
It's my sense of direction. Or rather, my complete lack of one. Seriously, I have none. I can get lost going somewhere I've been dozens of times.
Oh, wow. That sounds challenging.
Challenging is putting it mildly. For years, it wasn't just an inconvenience, it was fuel for intense self-hatred.
Really. Over directions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every time I got lost, which was often, the internal monologue was brutal. What's wrong with me? You're so stupid, idiot. How can you be so clueless? Just this feeling of being fundamentally defective.
That's harsh. Turning a practical issue into an identity flaw.
It was. I remember this one time so clearly. I was trying to find a board member's house for a meeting. Never been there. And after maybe an hour and a half of driving, I realized I was literally going in circles, seeing the same houses again and again, completely lost.
Oh, no.
I couldn't figure it out. The roads just made no sense. Eventually, I just gave up, managed to get pointed towards home, and I drove home sobbing.
Oh, that sounds heartbreaking. Just the frustration and the self-attack piling
That's
up.
awful. I felt so broken. Like, why can't I do this simple thing everyone else does? Something is fundamentally wrong with my wiring.
Uh-oh.
And that wasn't just one time. It happened over and over, digging that belief deeper. I'm just lacking. And I beat myself up for days afterwards.
It's incredible how quickly our minds jump to those harsh conclusions about ourselves, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why do you think we do that?
I think maybe it's the ego needing things to fit its neat little boxes. When something doesn't fit our idea of normal or capable,
Yeah.
it feels like a threat. So the ego attacks inward or outward.
Mm-hmm.
And for ages, I didn't even realize how much energy I was pouring into hating this part of myself. The shift was really slow, definitely not a lightning bolt.
Gradual.
Very gradual. But I remember one day after another getting lost incident, just thinking, this is just how my brain works. Like, this is my brain on direction.
Just an observation.
Just an observation, not
Yeah.
a judgment, not a catastrophe. Just information.
How did that feel? That shift from judgment to observation.
Relief.
Okay.
Quiet. Like letting out a breath I didn't know I was holding. It sort of unfolded from there. I started thinking, what if I just didn't fight this?
About the internal war.
Yeah. What if I stopped spending all this energy hating it? And now, and this might sound crazy, but now when I get lost, I actually try to enjoy it.
Really. Enjoy getting lost.
It's become an adventure. I find cute little streets I'd never see, cool coffee shops, interesting houses. Just recently, I was driving to an overnight work thing, and knowing myself, I left super early.
Smart.
I gave myself permission to get leisurely lost, and I did. Wrong turns galore, GPS recalculating constantly. But I was totally fine. No panic, no self-attack. I just enjoyed the drive, the night lights. Found it eventually, no drama.
Leisurely lost. I love that.
Right.
That phrase captures the transformation perfectly. The external facts getting lost were the same, but the internal experience was completely different.
Completely. What changed was the internal story, the judgment.
So, for someone stuck in that self-judgment cycle, what was the key thought that started that shift?
It was really accepting, this is how my brain works in this area. Moving from, this is a problem to hate, to, this is just information. Observing it without the condemnation.
Removing the label of bad.
Right. Once that happened, the emotional charge started to fade. Now it's the same wonky sense of direction, same wrong turns, but inside, instead of you're defective, it's more like, wonder where this road goes. Curiosity replaced condemnation.
That's a fantastic illustration. The external situation didn't change one bit, but dropping the judgment transformed your entire feeling about it. It shows the lesson in action perfectly.
So, that initial little spike of panic when you realize you're lost, it still comes sometimes.
The old habit.
Yeah. But now there's another voice alongside it, a curious one. It's less, oh no, and more, okay, what's interesting here? It shifts the whole thing.
That reminds me, speaking of catching judgments, I had this experience in the ER a while back with my wife and our sons. One of the boys had a minor accident, all good now, thankfully, but we were stuck there for hours.
Oh, ERs are tough. Especially with kids, the whole atmosphere can be so stressful.
They really are. And for me, personally, I find it hard, all the germs, the sounds, the suffering, it's just not my comfort zone.
Understandable.
But this time, what really struck me was watching my own reactions. It was chaotic. There was a woman just crying out in pain loudly for ages. An older guy was really sick, throwing up right there in the waiting room. Another guy hacking and coughing nonstop.
Wow. That's a lot to take in. Sensory overload.
Totally. And then there's this other man loudly complaining on his phone about people suffering in the halls while he could see empty beds inside the ER area.
Oh boy.
I felt myself absorbing all that negative energy, the discomfort. I started getting really agitated myself. I was sitting there getting worked up thinking, what is wrong with these hospital staff leaving sick people out here? They've got empty beds right there. This is ridiculous. I was building this whole narrative, angrier and angrier based on my limited view and my own discomfort, projecting my stuff onto them.
It sounds like a classic case of taking those bits of perception and creating a whole story, maybe even finding villains. What snapped you out of it? What made you realize what you were doing?
That's the interesting part. I felt this heat rising in my chest, this real anger based entirely on my made-up story. And suddenly I laughed internally at the absurdity of it. Here I was, furious about a narrative I had completely constructed with zero actual knowledge of the situation, taking sounds, sights, this guy's complaints, and weaving it into this drama of incompetence.
The recognition.
Yes. Recognizing I was projecting my own fear, my dislike of being there, my feeling of helplessness onto the staff and the whole scenario. Using my senses to confirm my negativity,
Yes.
not to see clearly.
What changed for you after that realization?
It was hugely freeing. The laughter kind of popped the tension bubble. So for the rest of the time we were there, and it was still a while,
Yeah.
I consciously shifted my focus.
How so?
Instead of seeing incompetent staff, I deliberately chose to see busy brothers and sisters providing care, doing their best in a really tough environment. And instead of seeing annoying sick people disrupting my peace, I chose to see sick and hurting brothers and sisters needing compassion.
Choosing a different lens.
Yes.
And the effect.
The anger, it just evaporated. The agitation, the indignation, gone. Replaced by this calm, this quiet compassion. I felt more connected, less resentful. The world didn't change, but my experience of it did.
Both these stories, yours in the ER, mine with getting lost, they point right back to that core line in the prayer. Father, today I leave creation free to be itself. It's kind of comical when you look at it that way. The ego loves being the boss, even when it's totally unqualified.
Totally.
Which brings up that really big, maybe even unsettling question the Course asks. What if creation, reality, is already okay? Perfect. What if our constant mental commentary, our nonstop editorial process, our need to judge everything's what actually makes it seem broken or flawed to us? What if the problem isn't out there, but it's our mind's insistence on judging it?
Thinking our judgments are needed to fix things, maybe the things getting in the way of seeing clearly.
Okay.
So the idea is to just let it be what it is, which I know can sound passive, like giving up.
Right. People might hear that as complacency.
But it feels more active than that. It feels like a powerful choice to withdraw our projections, to stop our interpretations, and just allow it to be. It's surrender, maybe, but a strong kind of surrender, trusting there's something beyond our judgment. So moving this from idea to action, how do you actually work with this day to day? Do you aim to catch every single judgment? Because that still sounds exhausting.
Oh, goodness, no. Not every judgment. That's not the goal and probably not possible anyway. My approach now is to focus on the disturbing ones first.
The ones that cause that inner pinch.
Exactly. That feeling annoyance, anger, irritation, discomfort, it's actually helpful. It's like a little alarm bell.
A signal.
A signal saying, ping, judgment happening here, and it's bothering you. It's feedback, an invitation to look closer, not a sign you failed.
Okay, so the alarm bell rings, you notice the disturbance. What's next?
I do this kind of two-step thing.
Okay.
First, I question it. When I feel that judgment or disturbance, I ask myself, do I actually know what this means? Or am I really seeing the whole picture here, or just reacting to my little piece?
Creating space.
Yes, it interrupts the habit. It doesn't need an instant answer, just the pause.
That step feels critical because when you actually examine some of our strongest judgments, they often turn out to be so flimsy, right?
Oh, flimsy.
Built on assumptions, past hurts, projections, very little actual facts sometimes. It's quite humbling when you look closely.
We've all had that experience, haven't we? Being totally all worked up about something, convinced someone slighted us, furious about some situation, only to find out later with more info that we had it completely wrong. There was a misunderstanding, missing context.
Happens all the time.
And that feeling of realizing your big emotional reaction was based on nothing solid, it's humbling, maybe embarrassing, but also freeing. It shows how unreliable those initial judgments can be.
Okay, so step one is question it, create space. What's step two?
After questioning, I consciously turn my mind toward a different perspective, usually one from the Course. It could be simple, like silently affirming, this person is my brother, or recalling the lesson's prayer, Father, today I leave creation free to be itself, or just, I could see peace instead of this.
Choosing a different thought.
Choosing to align with a different internal truth about them or the situation. Not denying what happened, but choosing how to see it internally. Shifting the inner gaze.
There's something so releasing about just being able to say, I don't know what this means.
Isn't there?
It just deflates that ego need to be the expert on everything.
Yeah.
And in that space of not knowing, curiosity can actually show up instead of certainty.
That's exactly it. Like with my getting lost thing, when I dropped the certainty that it was terrible and meant I was flawed.
The adventure could begin.
The adventure, the curiosity opened up, and maybe that's true on a bigger scale too. When we let go of needing to be certain about what everything means, politics, people, world events, we make room for something else to be revealed, something beyond our limited take on it, an opening for real insight.
It reminds me of the Course talking of the Holy Spirit giving perception a new purpose. Maybe that happens right there in that, I don't know, space. We lay down our judgments, admit we don't see the whole picture.
And invite a different way of seeing.
Perception guided by peace, not by attack.
And the really practical, encouraging part is, even if we don't fully grasp the metaphysics of how that guidance works every time,
Right.
we can still do the observable steps, notice the judgment, question it, choose again, redirect. And the reinforcement is often that immediate relief.
Even a little bit makes a difference.
Exactly. Not always fireworks, maybe just the subtle softening, a bit more space inside. That tells you you're on the right track.
So just to really emphasize this,
Yeah.
the goal here is awareness, not perfection.
Absolutely critical.
It's not about achieving a state of zero judgment. That's likely impossible for us here and just sets us up for more self-criticism.
Right.
It's simply about catching ourselves more often, noticing the habit in action, increasing that pause between stimulus and the old reaction. Every catch is a win.
That's the message, especially if you're newer to the course. Please don't get discouraged aiming for perfection. That's not the point.
No.
Even people practicing for years are still working with this daily. The stream of judgments is strong. So remember, the awareness is the practice. That awareness is the light starting to shine on the habit.
So, wrapping up, lesson 243. It's this invitation to deep humility, isn't it? A practice of admitting what we don't know, what's beyond our present grasp. And from there, it's the liberating act of putting down judgments we just aren't equipped to make. It's challenging, for sure, undoing that old conditioning.
Definitely.
But the relief that comes with it, the peace from surrendering that impossible job of judging everything is just immense.
And in that relief, that space, that's where the real adventure starts, perhaps. Who knows what's waiting for us, what experiences, connections, insights, when we finally manage to leave creation free to be itself.
Instead of trying to force it into our boxes.
Right, seeing with fresh eyes, discovering peace and joy hidden under all our commentary.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us for this exploration today. How do you catch your judgments? What helps you choose differently? Let us know via email or social media.
And please remember, be gentle with yourself. Perfection isn't the aim here. Just becoming aware, even after the fact, is the crucial step. The awareness is the gift. That gift is always there for you.
We really appreciate you tuning in, and we look forward to continuing the journey with tomorrow's lesson. Until then, may you find moments of peace today by letting judgment go. See you then.